Okay, we're getting in some more breaking news. Iran has asked Pakistan to get access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. Iran has sent a request to Pakistan to get access to an Indian death row prisoner, where Kulbhushan Jadhav, who was awarded death sentence by the military court for interrogation. Now, that's the news that we're getting in right now. This is also some good news for India, with Iran seeking access to Kulbhushan Jadhav, lodged in a Pakistani jail. Iranian Consul General Mohammad Rafi, during a press conference just 2 days back in Quetta, said that the Iranian government has asked Pakistan to get access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. So that is the big news coming in right now. Hamza joins us with the very latest. Hamza, tell us more. Just why does Iran now want consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav? Just a few days back, in fact, Iran had warned Pakistan of hitting at terror havens existing in the country.
Yes, in fact, not only that, Iran's foreign minister had this detailed meeting in Islamabad a few days back as well. Though this issue, as per his statement, was not brought up, but yes, Iran has now seeked access to Kulbhushan Jadhav only for the fact that Pakistan has claimed that he actually entered into Pakistan from Iran. And that is something that Iran wants to investigate, that because their contention is that if he actually was present in Iran and even had this passport, as his video confessional statement claims that he had this fake passport made in Iran. So they want to do their investigation part, and they have requested Pakistan to give them access, though there has been no responses from Pakistan's side as yet, because negotiations on the same lines are underway between Iran and Pakistan as well.
But pressure is indeed building from all the sides, isn't it? First, it was the International Court of Justice that we were talking about, sending that directive, that missive to Pakistan to put a stay on his execution. And now Iran saying that they want consular access, despite Pakistan refusing India consular access in the past.
Well, see, what is important is that Pakistan is now actually being pressurized to give access to Kulbhushan Jadhav, or Kulbhushan Jadhav. Now, that is something that Pakistan will have to look into, because even in Pakistan, we are not even sure that Kulbhushan Jadhav is even alive or not. Has he been already executed or not? Because after, this is normal protocol in Pakistan, after the sentence of death sentence awarded by the armed forces, signed by the Chief of Army Staff, they do not keep prisoners for too long. In fact, it's a day's notice in which people are hanged. So if that is the same protocol practice for Kulbhushan as well, so he might not be alive. So maybe basically whoever is working on it, India or Iran, are actually, hitting fires in the blue, because Pakistan will now have to actually come out either with a statement, either give consular access if he's alive, or either at least give access of some sort to Iran, at least, whose relationship with who Pakistan has been trying to normalize, while Iran, on the other hand, has notified very clearly to Pakistan that they have concerns on Pakistan soil of sponsoring terror, and they will do whatever is necessary, even if that requires to come across the border and carry out operations against the terrorist groups. So that is something that Pakistan is now going to feel the heat, not only from the International Court of Justice, from India, but also now from Iran.
Oh, indeed, absolutely. Hamza? This is also coming at a time when Pakistan themselves have violated the Vienna Conventions. Do you think that Pakistan would perhaps react, in your experience, with the mounting pressure and calls for consular access from Iran as well? Before I come to you, we are also joined by Mr. Hari Salve. Sir, we're just hearing that even Iran is now seeking consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav, lodged in a Pakistani jail. But, Pakistan, they continue to remain on the wrong side of the law. I mean, in the past, we have seen how they have violated the Vienna Convention, how they deprive fundamental human rights of free and fair trial to a prisoner. What can you expect from this kind of ask from the International Court of Justice and from Iran, sir?
Well, we have past precedents where the International Court of Justice has taken strong views.
Yes.
Our petition is on the website of the ICJ. You can see the relief we are seeking. We are seeking an annulment of his conviction.
Right, so if you can hear me clearly, I just lost your audio there, but what really are the options for India next? What can we expect next to happen, and what can we expect Pakistan to do following the missive from the International Court of Justice asking them to put a stay on his execution?
Just without getting into a guessing game, the procedure is that we have gotten urgent relief order.
Okay.
The most probably next week. We have been told maybe on Monday, if they have a quorum Monday or Tuesday or whenever. So we are on. We've told the ICJ we are available any day, anytime. So because having obtained this relief, we have to agree to show up whenever Pakistan
Indeed.
is the case we heard.
Right.
And then when Pakistan comes in, whether they want to argue it straight away, which is unlikely, they may want to put in a reply traversing the factual allegations. We don't know. It's all a matter of what Pakistan is legally advised.
Right. Indeed,
what,
sir. Yes, please go ahead.
And what India is planning is also something I would not want to share with you, because just be confident that the government of India has acted with great alacrity, has acted
indeed,
with great restraint, and yet at the same, I mean, you have to hasten slowly in these things. You don't rush and you don't delay. And they have taken a bold step to escalate this dispute to the International Court of Justice. I think we should compliment the government and have faith that they will do all that is necessary.
Harish Salve joins us on the broadcast. Mr. Salve, congratulations on a very important first victory. Was it difficult to get a stay at the International Court of Justice? Was it make or break a race against time, sir?
Well, you must congratulate the government of India. They have been completely on top of this problem. We had our papers ready in time. We waited for the opportune moment. We moved to court, and we got a hearing before the registrar. We persuaded him. He persuaded, in fact, the president of the court was not in Hague. He persuaded him, and this order has been passed. And I think it's a recognition that the court feels we have a serious case. Next week we are on call from Monday onwards. Monday, I think, is a possible date for hearing. Let's see where this goes.
Sir, will Pakistan submit to the International Court of Justice order? Because there are voices within Pakistan that say that their domestic law will override international law and treaties when it comes to cases of Pakistan puts it as terror, sir.
Well, I hope they go to proper... I mean, I'm sure they will go to lawyers, not to hotheads or media channels. And their lawyers will advise them appropriately about the role of public international law vis-a-vis domestic law. So it's very clear.
Yes, sir. In this particular case, your plea is the Vienna Convention was not followed, consular access was not given. What's the plea that India is taking, sir? Are we trying to get Kulbhushan Jadhav back, or are we trying to stop the death penalty, sir?
Our petition is on the website of the ICJ. You can download it and see it. We have asked for annulment of his trial. Let's see where it goes, because this is also an evolving jurisprudence.
Sir, an annulment of the trial completely, and that's a very big step that India hopes to take. So what happens next, sir? Monday, the 15th, Pakistan, we hope, will respond. So will the first evidence from the Pakistani side now emerge in the international court? Is that what we expect, sir?
No idea. We have been told that they are being offered a hearing from Monday. We have asked to be there on Monday. We will be there on Monday. And as events unfold, we shall keep you in the loop.
As you rightly said, that you're going to be just waiting now to hear from the Pakistan side. But I just want to understand from you, this sentencing has evoked national outrage. We have seen all kind of reactions, and kudos to the Indian government's efforts. But, just tell me, how important is the International Court of Justice stay in this particular case? How has it strengthened India's case for Kulbhushan Jadhav's?
No, what do you mean? How important is India has no right to tell Pakistan to do or not to do something. They are a sovereign nation. We are a sovereign nation.
Yes.
We can request them. We requested them. They have not responded. The International Court of Justice is a court which has binding jurisdiction.
Right.
So there's a world of a difference.
No, that's true. I was asking in terms of the Pakistan denials. I mean, they refuse to even listen to India's case. They have not given consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav for such a long time to India, despite repeated requests. So in light of that, sir.
Bilateral attempts fail. That's when you move the ICJ. You don't rush to the ICJ.
Right.
You, in an international arena, you first try bilateral resolution. If it doesn't work, then you move the ICJ. So that's exactly what's happened. Let's wait and see where it goes.
Mr. Salve, for the benefit of our viewers, there are some voices that say that India has taken this to the international court. This may lead to other issues also being internationalized, perhaps even Kashmir. What would you say to them, sir?
I would say wait and watch.
There is no apprehension, sir?
Have a little sense, have a little faith in those who are government and others who are dealing with the case. If somebody raises sensational allegations, doesn't mean that the issue gets internationalized. The remit of the dispute is violation of the Vienna Convention, and we will deal with that.
Right. An annulment of the trial is what we are hoping. Is the International Court of Justice verdict, whatever it may be, will it be binding on Pakistan, sir?
Of course, of course.
It will be binding on Pakistan.
Yes.
Wish you all the best, Mr. Salve. Wish you all the best that you're able to ensure that Kulbhushan Jadhav is saved from the gallows, and we are hopefully able to get him back to India. What are the challenges that you foresee, sir?
The challenges international, these are evolving, this is an evolving jurisprudence. There is a consular access, there is a breach of consular access. What are the consequences which follow? There are 2 or 3 precedents, but this is an evolving jurisprudence. It weaves in human rights with diplomacy. So these are complex legal issues, and let's see, we are trying to persuade the court to annul his conviction. Let's see where we end up. It's not right to sort of try and prejudge what will happen or what will not happen. We have to give it our best shot, and that's all that you have to be happy with for the present.
And sir, just in case Pakistan says we will not listen to the International Court of Justice. I'm sorry, I'm just asking as a layman, what if Pakistan says we don't believe in whatever the International Court of Justice says, sir?
There are provisions, I don't want to elaborate, but there are provisions for international sanctions. For enforcement of orders.
Right.
I mean, up till now, this has never happened. The 3 prior cases of Vienna Convention violation have been directed against the United States. And the United States has always carried out the order of the International Court of Justice. So that's the kind of respect people have for that institution.
And is there a time frame in this, sir?
Yes. There is no fixed time frame. They try and do it as early as possible. Subject, of course, because there are 2 sovereign countries involved, so subject to reasonable accommodation for conveniences of both sides. It is done on an urgent basis, priority basis.
And this would perhaps be a day-to-day hearing, would it be, if it starts on the 15th of May?
Very difficult to say.
Mr. Hari Salve, for the moment, many thanks for speaking to us here at India Today. It's a big step forward. As all experts we've been speaking to on India Today, Avantika, have been saying it's a big victory for India. As step 1, it's a battle won, but there's still a war ahead, Avantika.
And Gaurav, very importantly, Mr. Salve also adding there that never before has, Pakistan, or for that matter, any country defied a message or an order from the International Court of Justice, which means that pressure clearly is building on Pakistan, isn't it?
It is, Avantika, because Mr. Hari Salve is the biggest authority on the subject. We've also been speaking to several other legal luminaries, experts on international law, and they've all opined in one single view that India has taken the right step. When bilaterally it failed, 16 attempts was made to seek consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. When that failed, India had no alternative but to go to the International Court of Justice to save a life of an Indian businessman who had been abducted in Iran and taken illegally into Pakistan. Was there a fair trial? We do not know. Was he given a defense lawyer? We do not know. What was the evidence against Kulbhushan Jadhav? We do not know. On what basis did they arrive at a verdict? We do not know. So there are, legal jurisprudence, as he said, was not followed. Consular access was not given. Vienna Convention not followed. So India clearly has a very strong case at the International Court of Justice at The Hague.
Very strong case, and in fact, it has been further strengthened, Gaurav, with Iran now seeking consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. This is the same Iran just very recently had warned Pakistan that they would hit at militant safe havens inside Pakistan.
You are spot on there, Avantika. Iran has taken a very strong line because Kulbhushan Jadhav was an Indian businessman working in Iran. India had officially said that he was abducted from Iran, and what buttressed India's case was the fact that German ambassador to Pakistan, he at a public meeting in Karachi said that German intelligence seemed to indicate that Kulbhushan Jadhav had been abducted by the Taliban in Iran. He was in one of the border provinces. He was abducted from there and sold to the ISI in Pakistan. And this was German intelligence. Now, all of this information will be given to the International Court of Justice. Now, Iran has sought consular access because he was abducted from Iran, taken to Pakistan. So clearly, Pakistan is now hemmed in. Any reasonable country would then follow international laws. Pakistan, by and large, has been very erratic in the past. One hopes we need to wait and watch what happens at the International Court of Justice at The Hague on Monday the 15th.
Absolutely. And Hamza, we're just waiting for the reaction from the Pakistani authorities. So much news coming in there with regards to Kulbhushan Jadhav's execution. What are you hearing? What is the latest?
See, Pakistani government officers are maintaining that they have not received any letter from the International Court of Justice as for now. Their contention is that right now the court is in a contentious phase. There, it's only the Indian side that has actually contended this case in the International Court of Justice. And now when the
But
ICJ
can Pakistan dare to defy the International Court of Justice demand for a stay on Kulbhushan Jadhav's execution, Hamza?
They cannot deny it, but the fact is that they say that they have not received any official letter from the ICJ itself. So that is why we don't have a response from the official officers on record as for now. But I'm quoting government officials who are saying that until and unless they do not have an official request from ICJ coming, they cannot have any say on this issue. So we're still waiting for them to actually respond to that. But yes, Pakistan certainly cannot deny or even ignore any requests coming in from the International Court of Justice, that's for sure.
That's a very important point that you make, Hamza. Gaurav Sawant is also with us. In fact, Gaurav, in the morning I was listening to your conversation with Rajiv Dogra, the senior diplomat. Pakistan really can't afford to ignore the directives, the missive coming in from the International Court of Justice, knowing that, it has had such a notorious past of violating, if there are various international conventions, agreements between countries. But what can we expect for India? Is it going to be a long road ahead? Because, Mr. Hari Salve is saying that it is evolving jurisprudence and that it will take some time, but assuring the country, assuring the nation that the Indian government is at work.
It indeed is, and the speed with which government of India moved when all attempts to get consular access in Pakistan failed. On the 8th of May, India kept its powder dry. They approached the International Court of Justice, and Harish Salve exclusively giving those details to India today, how they approached the registrar of the International Court of Justice, how they then approached the president of the International Court, and how they urgently sought a stay. And quickly that stay was given. It was communicated to Pakistan. Pakistan saying as of now that it hasn't been communicated to them. But the fact that, the hearing could happen as early as the 15th of May, the quorum of judges will sit. It just goes on to show that India is moving with speed, because Kulbhushan Jadhav had 60 days to appeal against that verdict that was handed out by the Pakistan military court. So India has launched a multi-pronged strategy. Kulbhushan Jadhav himself, what we are told is that his family is also also approached Pakistan's Supreme Court. They sought a visa to go to Pakistan. So India is trying everything to save an Indian national, an Indian businessman who was abducted from Iran, taken into Pakistan and now sentenced to death. So India is trying all it can to save an Indian life. But remember, this is a game the two can play. God forbid, should things come to such a pass, if Pakistan does not listen to international law on this aspect, then there are other places where India could tell Pakistan that this is the game the two can play, not just about Pakistani nationals in Indian prison, but also there are other means like the Indus Water Treaty, which again is subject to various international laws. So both sides have to follow the international law. That is how civilized countries behave. The ball now in Pakistan's court.
Oh, clearly and firmly in Pakistan's court for now. Gaurav and Hamza, thank you both for joining us. But I'll keep coming back to you for further updates on this big story. With that, we're heading into a short break. Stay tuned. India Today will return with lots more news on the other side.